I've never actually properly trialed for a team, like ever. This was the first tier 2 event we had played in. So this was almost a year ago now. Feeling was insane. Just be a T1 team. It's like, couldn't really get the words out. Sneak and everyone were like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Reset, one more round, reset. All of these teams I expected to be hit apart from Wylde. That's crazy to tweet, but in reality, it's honestly a good thing because I love being the underdog.
About 12 months ago, you were playing in lots of different T3, T4 leagues in Europe with, we'll call it varying results, for lack of a better term. A year later, you're signed to an org about to go play in one of the biggest leagues in the world. Even though you qualified a couple months ago, has it sunk in yet what you've pulled off and what you're about to go play in?
No, not really. I don't think it'll actually sink in properly until the first game. I don't know, I was so excited. I did the interview afterwards, and you'll see I barely spoke because I just didn't know what to say. It was just like a lot of emotions, and it was really weird feeling, but you can never explain how it feels unless you live it yourself.
Was going pro ever an aspiration for you, or was this kind of something you just stumbled into doing?
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do, like compete. I actually did like go-kart, to try to go to Formula One.
Sweet.
And unfortunately, like money's a big side of that, and I couldn't find a sponsor to go into Formula 4. In school, I liked hockey a lot, and I played hockey quite a lot, and then I got quite ill. So again, I had to stop that. So the next best thing was esports. Started playing on Xbox, like Siege. I really enjoyed it. You'd play like the Go 4s and stuff like that, as everyone did back then. I think I started playing comp on PC around 2022, like late 2022. And the thing is as well, I've never actually properly trialed for a team, like ever.
Really?
Yeah. So like when I was in T4, like I joined a team like without kind of trial, and then everyone else got replaced apart from me. So it was like very, everyone just disappeared, and I have new teammates now. I just love competing. That's my thing. I always have. I'm so competitive. I just want to win.
The last time a full team of rookies qualified to the EUL through Challenger was Cowana over 4 years ago. And before them, it was the M&M Core over 6 years ago. Were you even watching or playing comp back then? Did you see those games happen?
Yeah, I've always watched like Siege esports, even when I was on Xbox. And I remember especially more vividly the M&M, like the Doki Citizen, because I just remember thinking it's just crazy that like you can get, you can actually qualify and then end up being in Pro League. And especially when they got rid of like the promotion relegation for that like little bit, I was kind of uncertain on like, where I would really go. It was extremely difficult to get in. And obviously you had like, the Combine, North Rumble, South Breach, etc. Before I was even on Wylde Academy, like I wasn't even qualing, and I just still wanted to compete.
The first time that Wylde Academy roster plays anything was that first qual for the Central Combine, like last July. Do you remember the specifics about how that team became a thing? And just for anybody who hasn't had the chance, if they don't know about what the Wylde like trial/qualification process was for that Academy team, can you explain what that looked like too?
Yeah. So basically, it started with just like an open sign up. Wylde put online. You basically just wrote your name, what role you were, etc. And then they did this like open trial thing over 2 days, and you played like 5 games on different maps against like another 5 people who were also doing the trial. I think it was 20 people that went into like the next bit, and you do like a set of best of 3 scrim against another 5 people, and then they would pick the players. So the roster was obviously formed from Dodo, who got picked up like before like the previous stage because he was on the sub like for the roster. I got picked next, even though I didn't know that until the Sunday night. It was Evan, the IGL, Sneak, and then Garen was like last. It was between him and one other person, and Garen had 1 scrim. He didn't even play like the open trials. It was basically Dodo's mate, and he just said, "Get him in, I promise he's really good." So they got him in for 1 scrim. I wasn't even there, by the way. I wasn't even like playing because I was in Silverstone for the weekend watching the Formula One. And apparently they were just like, "Oh yeah, he's just better than the other guys. Let's just go with him." So it was like the most last minute thing ever. And then we played like the combine quals. Honestly, like expectations were not very high at all. We were expected, to qualify, but like we had been a team for well, a week at this point. So it was a lot of like cheese plays, like blitz glass, like just rushes,
Sure.
basically just try win rounds because we had like no reps on like defaults and stuff. And yeah, so we managed to qual through that. And then the first bit of combine, we actually went like 3-0 on the first day. One of the best clutches I've ever seen. Garen pulled off a 1v3 and he was like 1 HP. Like stuck in the middle of a wine cellar on Chalet. One coming down the snow stairs, he kills him, flicks behind him, kills the second guy, and the second one coming through connector, and he flicks onto him as well. Genuinely, everyone was so hyped. You can probably find the clip somewhere. Got it! It was like the first thing for us was, especially like me, Evan, Garen, like this was the first tier 2 event we had played in. So this was almost a year ago now. And like that feeling was just next level. I don't know how to describe it, but winning that first game was just insane. And it felt like I was finally getting somewhere as well, which was like the main part.
Was the first time you played with these guys in quals and in the combine, was it the first time you would play with any of those dudes aside from like maybe ranked once or twice, if that?
Nah, honestly, the only people I knew was Evan and Dodo, obviously because I'd seen Dodo play the end of stage 1, and Evan because I was on a team with him for like 1 week before we both got picked up, because like the plan was we were going to join this team with another 3 people, and we were like, oh, we'll join if we don't get picked up.
Okay.
and we ended up getting picked up. So it was like, yeah, so I knew him before, and then Sneak I'd literally never heard of, and neither of Garen. And we had, like I said, like 1 week of scrims before combine, but that was literally it. Maybe not even a week. I think it was like 5 days.
I remember that Sneak had a little bit of time in Spain Nationals back when that was a program that ran for a bit, and he was playing on LAN, I think for maybe LAN finals or something. So he had a little bit more experience there, but for everybody else, it was tier 2 at the same time for the first time type of beat. Did Sneak have any other experience that was beneficial for you guys to get a leg up, or was it everybody all at the same time and you're going through the same experience together?
It was more of the same experience because I remember him saying it was Spanish Nats was nowhere near like the T2 level basically at the time when he played it. Like it was still like the first kind of real big thing he had played. Obviously playing LAN is amazing, and I still haven't done it yet. I really wish I will. Just said it was like the first big thing for him, and like I said, for me, Evan and Garen, it was definitely the biggest thing we had played in.
You had Garen, Evan, Sneak on that run. Mats was also playing in Combine. He was just on a different team, and I think there was a point where you beat him in a game later on down the Combine. What's the story with him coming on?
After Combine, Dodo basically went to the main team. It's more or less because they needed like the 2 out of 5, I think. But obviously he deserved his spot. You know, credit to him. He was definitely the best player on the team at the time. So obviously we were trialing for like, I don't know, maybe a month or something, and we just could not find a good fit. Like it was just trial after trial after trial, and obviously you kind of know how tiring trials get. We finally like trialed him after a little bit, and after the first scrim we were like, just pick him up. Like we knew it was the best player we were going to get, like by far. So we just instantly wanted him. And I think he played like 1 more trial, and then we just picked him up because it was just by far the best player we were going to get.
At this point, you have the whole team assembled now. You try to get into South Breach. That doesn't work. You try your hand at SI Quals. You don't go very far with it. You try to get into Malta. That doesn't work. But then you get into North Rumble and you almost win the thing. So when around that point do you think everything really started to click together?
I mean, we had a bit of time before, like even Rumble, that we actually beat Wolves in the SI quals. That was, again, a really big experience for all of us. And I think the main reason for that is like sticking together as like a 5, which a lot of teams don't do in Europe. I don't know if it's the same for NA. I think it kind of is, where they just kind
everybody
of like
falls apart in NA.
around.
Trust me.
yeah. It's like everyone just kind of goes, yeah, I'm done with you. I'm going to play on another team. It's kind of the same. And like at that point, we had like a bit of consistency. I mean, for me, Evan, Garen, Sneak, it was like 6 months at that time, and then with Mats, it was like 3. We were just consistent enough to actually be able to beat Wolves. Again, yeah, feeling was insane. Just beat a T1 team. The thing with South Breach was we just had some issues before. I mean, Dodo even played like as a sub. Something went wrong with Sneak and he couldn't really play. After that, things like we really noticed that things needed to change, and we did change them after that, and that's kind of what get us to the next level. In Rumble, we really could have won, even coming second. The community expectations weren't that great of us anyway, because I remember Wylde posted, because obviously they won Rumble the previous year, but obviously the T1 teams could play it. They were like, oh, we're coming to retain the belt, and literally the comments were like, no, you're not. You lot are not winning anything. Just stuff like that, basically. Like the comments were just like brutal, and we got so close. Like it ended up being within 2 rounds. We really could have. It literally was the difference of 2 rounds of winning and losing. Again, a good learning experience. We really learned a lot from it, and we just grew from that.
What was your reaction when Wylde told you they were dropping their old roster and bumping you guys up to the main team?
We were very happy, but also very surprised, because the thing is, we felt like we didn't achieve that much last year, in tier 2, to even deserve the spot. Wylde kind of understood that it was the best way, and Wylde have also helped me a lot with certain things. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not the skinniest person in the world, right? When I joined the org, they really changed my improvement of life for the best. They gave me I guess you could call it a sports psychologist, or he kind of is like a PT as well, like a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And they basically gave me him to work with. His name was Carl. He was amazing, changed my life for the best. May not look that fit, but I go to the gym maybe 6 days a week, and it just feels good to even go.
Yeah.
Because the buzz you get from it as well. Sometimes obviously you don't want to get up in the morning. It's oh, do I really have to go?
Yeah.
But it's but once you've gone, and it's just and you get all of these diet routines and stuff like that of what to eat, you really get into it, and they just helped me so much with that. I couldn't thank them enough, because I would be a completely different person if I didn't have that. The way that their management runs is really good as well, because they kind of keep us on the right track. Maybe we'll have some disagreements, and they step in, not saying, oh no, don't do this, but being nice, trying to get the story straight and make sure everyone behaves themselves, and
good conflict resolution techniques and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The org has a bad name for some reason, but they really don't deserve it. From my point of view anyway, they've been nothing but great for me.
I remember that Challenger run before it started looked like it was going to be tough, and then at the end it looked like a heist movie, because GK was in there, X Falcons were in there, yeah. Onyx Ravens, the team Bibu was on. Most of them bow out way earlier than expected, but you guys made the run of your lives, and it worked. So tell me how everything there came together.
Well, so the first day, I was looking at the bracket, and I was in a call with some of my mates who were on another team at the time as well. Good Intentions. They were the British lot that came from Xbox. And we were all looking at the bracket, and Sam, CSGO, goes to me, look, you've got first game. I look at the bracket, and it's GK, and I'm thinking, because they were also expected to be genuinely the best team, even better than Twisted Minds, because the way their scrim results have apparently been going, they were beating everyone. Apparently they bad G2 in scrims, BDS, so I was thinking, first game, but it's nice to get them out the way, and if we win, that's a real big confidence boost. And we ended up winning. Honestly, the game was a little closer than it actually should have been as well. We should have closed out a lot sooner. And then after that, we played Onyx Ravens. No harm, but it was a bit of an easier game. That wasn't really much of a competition. And then we played Macko in the 2-2-0 game. And we were just asleep at the wheel, to be honest. We did not play ourselves. We were timid, not talking. And it's the pressure finally set in of this really is it. We can actually qualify to Pro League here. And the pressure just got to us. And we had this the next game on the same day against Eminem. It was the same thing. No one woke up. I think me and Sneak had maybe, I think it was something 80 kills combined. We tried our best, but yeah, it wasn't meant to be at that point. And then we played the last game. I think it was against I don't know, NXT or something. And we won that pretty comfortably. But again, we were expecting to make it comfortably. I think Joker, the PSG coach, put out a tweet, and it was this is the EML playoffs for Challenger League. All of these teams I expected to be hit apart from Wylde. And then he also put at the bottom, who's going to join Twisted Minds in EML.
Wow.
And it seems to have like jinxed us for the good and Twisted Minds for the bad there.
You need him to tweet more bad things about you in future for sure.
Clearly, because like, and I was thinking like, oh, like that's crazy to tweet, but in reality, it's honestly a good thing because I love being the underdog. Like, there's nothing better than an upset. And then we played Bibu, like first game in playoffs. Like if we win this, we were like one step closer to EML, one step closer. That's 2 games away. And we started like hot on labs. We just somehow managed to like win the 2 rounds at the end of the game. I actually genuinely think we should have lost that game. We played so badly. And then we went to Lair, and it was kind of, we knew we were going to win Lair. Like we had the prep on them, and like we kind of knew how they were going to play, and it was just kind of, it was smooth sailing from start to finish. And then the next game we played like Honved, which was obviously Dodo's team. To be honest, we slaughtered them. It was like 14-4, I think, on score over both maps. Everyone was so hyped, like, because we were literally 1 game away from EML, 1 game, like, that's all it is. But the only problem with that is we had to sit there for an entire week, like, thinking 1 game away. But it's so long away. 1 game away.
Right.
It's so long away.
It was April 27th, and you don't play again until May 3rd. So you literally are sitting there baking for a week.
And that was like the best and worst experience ever. Like just be sat there for a week, can't play, but you're 1 game away.
You have to get the rematch against the Italians. Were you thinking of it as a revenge game going in, or was it just, it's the next thing on the docket and who it is doesn't really matter nearly as much as maybe the public might think it does?
It was a bit of both. Like we really wanted to beat them, but also it was just, this is the game for EML. Doesn't matter who we play, we just got to play our best. The first map was actually kind of a blowout. Like we just played so much better. I think like what really happened is just the nerves sit in, and we just kind of crumbled. Like it was quite sad to see, because I really do think we was the better team that day. They just had the better individuals on the day, and that's all it comes down to.
A little bit of a break. Then you have the actual qualification matchup. It's Wylde Academy. Why was it so close? And then how at the very end did the entire thing just turn on its head?
Everyone already knows this is a point, so I'm not really leaking anything. But I love my lurks. Like, I love to make something happen when it really shouldn't. And like just throughout that game, I was just like on constant, I was just walking in with like Thatcher shotgun up yellow. It sounds stupid, but it really just works. And like we got a lot of attacks off like getting entry picks and like, playing well off the lurk. Our map pool before CL and in CL was quite poor. So we had to like most of the time play a map that we wasn't very comfortable on. Clubhouse was one of those. Honestly, pushing it 8-7 was actually quite impressive, and we were like pretty confident going into the last map because we played them on Lair the previous time we played them as well, and we knew like their defense was like really weak. Like if we just strung 3 defenses together like we did, I was thinking we've got this in the bag. So obviously we get the 3-3 half. I don't even think they knew what to do. Like we were just like running random doors and then walking up mares and killing the guy in office, then opening it and killing the guy in display. And they looked like really lost. Like they just didn't look like they knew how to play against it at all. One thing I remember specifically about that game was like we just went 6-3 up, and we were like all shouting like, "Oh my god, let's fucking go one more!" Sorry, I didn't mean to swear, but like, let's go like one more round. We've got this. And then Sneak and everyone were like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Reset, one more round, reset!" Like
you're cheering before you've even won the game.
Yeah. Like we were all so excited, like 1 round away. Oh my god! And then we just went dead silent for like, I don't know, maybe like 5 seconds, and then we were all just like back locked in, ready for the next round. And then that last round, I don't know, we just played it so perfectly. It was just like ready to be won at that point.
Overall, you played Macko 3 times. All 3 times couldn't get the job done because that last game was a rematch, but you'd already qualified at that point. How badly do you want to beat them again when you get your rematch again in the EML in a couple weeks?
So badly. I don't think you understand. I want to beat them so badly. Although I really just want to beat every team, even though obviously it's not likely to happen. I mean, like you said, we are 5 rookies, and the expectations of us are quite low. But I mean, I would say like I'm pretty confident against some certain teams. I feel like we're stronger than. The goal is EWC, which is 5th place for EU. But I would say like the realistic goal is like 8th. Like, you know, it's off the bottom where you're not getting relegated, but it's like, you know, you're making a mark, like you're winning games. That's like where we want to be.
What are you doing to achieve that goal? Is it more scrims, more review, more outreach to people who've got more experience at this stuff than you at this point? Like, what effort do you see it taking to make that happen?
We brought a second coach in who's like very experienced. I can't actually say who because I'd be leaking.
We'll find out at some point, but sure, that's good to know.
You'll find out at some point. And he's like helped, honestly, substantially. Like, it's crazy. Like, it honestly made us feel like we were back in T4 when he first joined the team. Because it's like, you need to fix this and this and this and this and this. And like, we're like, it's like impossible to fix it all. Obviously, like, he was letting us play the way we want to play, you know, like he wasn't trying to change like the whole system. But it was like, you need to do this better and this and this. And it was like, it's definitely improved. I feel like a 50 times better player already. Just in myself, like I'm way more consistent. Evan has got like a lot better at IGLing. Max is more consistent in his calling, and like he's just helped us substantially.
One more question before I let you go. You had your magic run with a nearly unknown team completely out of nowhere, and now you're going to be rubbing shoulders with guys like Shaiko, Joystick, and Doki on a regular basis. Why should people throw their support behind Wylde this year in the EML?
Everyone loves an underdog, and honestly, throughout the past year, like I said, with the expectations from the community, they've been proven wrong again and again and again. And I feel like if you don't hold us to a little bit of a higher standard, then we'll prove you wrong again. And it's just let us play. Like, before you make expectation, just let us play, and we'll show you what we can do.